What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's video, we're creating a sketch illustration of Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe. For today's lesson, we'll need some paper and a pencil. I'll be drawing with this 0.7mm mechanical pencil with a 2B graphite stick. Let's begin by adding a guideline coming down the center of our page. Let's start at the very top in the middle. It's going to lightly work all the way down the center, down towards the bottom, using these short lines. Now I move up to the top and draw another line going across from left to right. And these lines are going to help us balance out our drawing. Now I want to use these two lines to help us create a circle along the top of our page to help us define the size of the head. So from that center point, we're just going to move up. Just going to mark off the top of the circle right about here. And then we're going to measure that distance from the center down towards the bottom and do the same thing. Let's repeat that across this horizontal line. So measuring the distance from the center over towards the left and then the right side. Now I want to connect the center point of each mark with a curve to create our circle. So let's start with the top left. And the circle doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to get the right size and placement in the center of our page. And we can always go back and just smooth this out. Let's move to the side of our circle, add another line coming all the way down towards the bottom. And then we'll add one more line going across the bottom of our circle from left to right. Now from that bottom line, we're going to step down, add another line going across the jawline from left to right. And then we'll go back up to the side of our circle, draw a straight angle line coming down and in towards the jaw. Let's go back to the center, move all the way down towards the chin, just going to mark this off. And then from the jaw, we're just going to angle the chin, coming down and then in. And we're going to leave a gap in between. Now just up above the jaw, draw a straight angle line coming down and then out towards the bottom of the neck. Move up, slope the shoulders, coming down and then out. Now that we have the basic shape of the head, let's start adding the details. We're going to start with the top edge of the visor. From the center of our circle, let's step down right about here. Just going to mark this off. I'm going to curve the top of the visor. I'm going to go out and then bend that up towards the side of our circle. Let's move to the center of the jawline. I'm going to curve the visor going out and then up. Now the visor gets a little bit narrower along the outside. Just going to pull this up and in. And then from the bottom of the visor on the outside, curve this in and then up toward that center line. Now with this rough sketch, we're going to go back and clean this up by erasing some of these guidelines. Now we're going to use this rough sketch as a guide to help us add some more detail and refine the shapes. Let's start by adding a seam across the top of the head and leave a gap in the center. Let's step over towards the left. We want to bend this up and then out towards the top. Move over towards the right and do the same thing, going up and then out towards the same height. Let's step out and add another seam. We're going to bend this out towards the side of the head. And then we're just going to line this curve along the bottom of the visor. We're just going to bend this down and then out towards the jaw. Let's add another seam across the jaw, starting up here, angles down and in. Bend this down and in towards the chin. Now I want to go back and separate the visor. We're going to start in the middle between the top and bottom, right in the center. Mark this off. Let's follow that same curve, going out and then up. Again, going halfway between the top and bottom. Do the same thing on the left, going out and then up. And I want to separate the top and bottom panels in half. So again, just separating that in the middle, going in between towards the right and the left side. And I'll do the same thing across the bottom. Let's add some bevels going up and down, starting with middle, lightly sketch a line coming down, go out towards the side and add one more line on either side. Let's add a little bit of a curve to the jawline coming down and in, pull this in and then down towards the chin. Now we're going to go back and just darken up our lines. We're going to start from the left side. Just going to thicken up our lines across the bottom. working our way across towards the right side. I'm just going to darken up the seams across the top and just fade that down. And then from the visor, we're just going to thicken this up and then fade that up. Let's do the same thing across the sides. I'm just going to add a thin trim across the bottom of each edge, coming in towards the middle. I just want to darken up the bottom and the center, and just fade that out. I'm going to do the same thing to each section. Just pulling this in. And going out from the center. Do the same thing across the top. Now from that center line, we're just going to add a glare going out towards the left. Just going to darken this up on the left side of that center line, and then just fade that out gradually out towards the side. I'm going to do the same thing out towards the right, leaving a little gap in the center, and then we're just going to fade that out towards the side. And I want to do the same thing across that outer section. Starting from the outside, just fading that out. And again, just repeating that over on the right side. I'm just going to add a little bit of a metallic glare across the side of the head. Just pulling this in. Now along the top of the head, we're just going to add a seam going across, just pulling this in, going all the way around the outside. Just lightly shading this in, and just coming down the jawline, just tapering that down towards the chin. Now inside that section on the left side, I'm just going to add a curve going across. Just going to darken up the bottom, and then blend that. Just add another curve along that second section, coming in. And I'm going to leave a small gap in between each section. Just lightly sketching that in, and it'll darken up the inside. And again, we just want to fade that up towards the top. Now from the outside, I'm just going to darken that up and then fade that in to create a little bit of a highlight on the outside of the head. And doing the same thing across the jaw, darkening up the side and just fading that in. Let's add a little bit of shadow going out towards the left, starting with that curve, darkening up the area just underneath the visor, and then fading that down. I'm just going to rough in the straps going across the shoulders. Now at the neck area, you want to create a crosshatch pattern, starting from the bottom left, just coming down at an angle towards the right side. And go back to the top left and work our way across in the opposite direction. Now I want to add a shadow line going across at an angle towards the right. It's going to darken up the top and then fade that down. We can also use the side edge of our pencil to shade in those straps. Starting from the top and working our way down. We're just going to blend that down towards the bottom. And we're going to add a glare across the top. So setting that line coming in, shading up the top, and then fading that down. Now as we get closer to the end, we're just going to enhance that reflection across the top of the head, and always be sure to sign our artwork, and that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, please make sure you subscribe because I'm posting new lessons every single week. And if you're looking for more lessons like this, make sure you subscribe and check out our main channel because we have thousands of videos that you might enjoy. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. If you're interested in learning more about today's art supplies, then stick around. This is the Nik Pro Mechanical Pencil. The 5-piece set comes complete with 5 drafting pencils, 4 tubes of lead refills for all the different sizes, 2 erasers, also 9-piece eraser refills, 2 lead sharpeners with a pack of colored leads. And all of this is neatly packed in a gift storage box. Now since I started using this pencil back in 2023, it's really changed the level of my drawings. The heavier weight of the pencil has helped me create smoother and more controlled lines. And with the wide variety of lead sizes, I can easily transition from high detail to smooth shading. And Nik Pro also has a fun color set for those who want something a little bit more lightweight. I used to think that all pencils are created equal, but since using this Nik Pro mechanical pencil, it's been a game changer for my art. Now if you want to give this pencil a try, I'll leave the link in the description below.